Hello creative friends, this is Joy. I hope everyone is doing well. I decided that I wanted to create some clusters, but I also wanted to create the ephemera that I wanted to use in order to create these clusters. So I decided to get out just some scrap paper that I had. It's not even watercolor paper. It's just heavy cardstock, and some watercolor paints, and just paint a bunch of different shapes on this scrap cardstock that I had left over in my stash. So here I'm just using the watercolor paint to paint some circles onto this scrap cardstock. And so that's what I'm doing, and wanted to do like different colors, and so I'm doing it, some blue ones, some green ones, and I'll do other colors. And I decided to do some like kind of paint swatches in like three different colors. I thought, that would be neat because I did have some paint swatches from before that I actually, turned into paper clips, and so I really like that. So I thought, well, I'll do some like different colored paint swatches. And so I did a bunch of those, and here I'm doing some butterfly shapes. Decided I wanted to do some other shapes like butterflies, and I didn't think about it at the time, but after the fact I'm thinking, oh man, I could have done all kinds of different shapes like hearts and whatnot. But anyway, I just ended up doing some butterfly shapes. And I also decided to do some different floral shapes that I could use in, creating some of the clusters. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just doing different floral shapes that I could think of. I think I did a couple of, like two or three different shape florals. And here it was kind of hard to like get the shape I wanted, but it was easy enough to go back in and reshape it with the watercolor. So I kind of figured it out, and I got it, somewhat of a floral shape that I was looking for. So anyway, that's what I did. I just did a bunch of different shapes and with watercolors, and then I decided to cut them all out so that I could use them as ephemera in creating some clusters. And so here's another floral shape. At least that was my idea. I wanted to make these, you know, um, watercolor these different things to make clusters with. And then here's some more, another floral shape. I'm trying my hand at that shape again, since the other one didn't go as well, but this one seemed to go a little bit more easily. And pretty much there you go. So I just kept going until I got a whole bunch of them made. So once I was done creating all of the different swatches, shapes, whatnot, then I took a black pen and just decided to do some like, you know, lines around them. So I just not trying to perfectly follow, what I painted, just doing some quick lines around the different shapes. So here I'm going around the circles, and I was, did the same with the butterflies and the flowers. I did it on one of the swatches, but I don't know. I didn't particularly care for it on the swatch, so I decided not to do the swatches. But I did do the other shapes that I watercolored, once they were dry. So here I'm going around the flowers, and I went around the butterflies. So then once I was done going around all the ones that I wanted to go around, then I decided to sit and cut them out. And I just kind of didn't really try to be too fussy about it. Just basically followed the shape around, or around the outside of it, and cut it out. as best I could without being too concerned about, it being perfectly cut around. And for the little swatch samples that I created, I decided to take a corner rounder and round the corners. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just rounding the corners with a corner rounder. So I thought that would be, a nice, finish to these particular ones. And then I took the time to also go and fussy cut out all of the flowers. So here you can see I've got them all cut out, and I decided to use this piece of book page as my base to create my clusters. And this particular book page, I just had my stash where I had covered a bunch of book pages with some watered down gesso, and so here I'm just tearing it down into smaller, more manageable pieces to as a base to create my clusters on. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm kind of laying them out and deciding, like, what do I want to put on these, different pieces. And I pulled out a basket where I've got a bunch of scraps in it from other projects and decided to pull stuff out of it to start creating, the clusters with as well. So here you see me just pulling out pieces from the basket and adding them to these pieces of book pages that I decided that I wanted to use as a base. So here I've got, I'm gluing down, these are just from a spiral notebook, of course, where it's like what was left over after you pull out the pages, and I thought they would be interesting to use somewhere. So here they, came in handy, so I'm gluing them down. And I also have like other pieces of book pages, especially the ones where the pages are aged and they've got a really kind of like nice aged coloring, caramel coloring to them. And usually when I use those, I like to tear off around the edges, that of the book pages. And so here I'm using pieces of those that I stuck in this basket to put on these different pieces of ephemera clusters that I'm making. And I believe trying to remember if there's anything else. I think that's pretty much what I decided to put all on these to kind of create the base for, creating these ephemera pieces and clusters that I wanted to make. And these I'm just making clusters just to have in my stash. I've decided I need to go through and build up my stash because I've used everything. And so I'm starting to go through and, like I said, just make a bunch of things that I can replenish my stash with. And clusters is one of the things that I felt like I needed. And so I can use these on paper clips. I can just use them on a page as like a page embellishment. I mean, there's just so many different things that I could use these clusters for. So here I'm going to decided to put a flower on this particular one, but I wanted to put like some string behind the flower, and I have like pieces of thread that are left over from other projects in a basket that I thought would work. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm gluing down this flower with some string scraps that I had in another basket. And then I did that on several different ones. Here I decided to do some string scraps behind this butterfly. I thought that would look cute with some string behind it. So that's what I'm doing here. Some of them I did the string behind it, and some of it I just glued it straight um, onto the cluster, and some of them I actually combined to create the clusters, which you'll see that as well. So here I'm gluing down some of these circles and decide, what am I going to do with them once I get them glued down. And the ones with the paint swatches, I feel like that those actually can be used by themselves without, as a base without actually putting them on anything. And so you'll see here in a minute where I actually used to decorate those with some of the flowers and stuff that I created. And, so because I figured I could just use those as the base themselves. So I just put some more string behind that one, and here I'm putting a little more string behind this one. What is this? A butterfly, I think I'm putting down with some string behind it as well. So I'm, trying to figure out what all my clusters are going to be. And here I've decided to combine, some of these together. So putting a butterfly on that one, putting a flower on the other one, and also putting some of the flowers and stuff on the paint swatches that I created. So just trying to figure out like what looks best and goes best with what. There, I put a little flower on that. So that's what I did. I just basically went through and kind of figured out, what was the best option for creating, these clusters. So here, for some of the round ones, I just used those, as a cluster themselves. And then I'm just gluing the flower to that because I think it, looks good on there. And then what I decided to do is go through my stash and pull out like any other like stickers or embellishments or anything like that that I could use to further embellish these. And so these are some gems that I had in my stash. So I pulled those out and decided to use those on some of these clusters. And the little dewdrops looked really cute on the butterflies. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm putting the little dewdrops on the butterflies for their little bodies. I thought that was really cute. And because I felt like the butterflies needed a little something else, which I also ended up continuing to add more to those. So that's what I did here. And then I decided to try to see what I could use for like the flower centers. So I've got these enamel dots. So I use those for the centers of some of the flowers. And that's what I'm doing here, is putting some of these enamel dots on some of the flowers and decide what color goes best with which flower. I decided I didn't really care for that color on that flower, so I changed it to orange to match the background. I thought that looked better. And then I had some other stickers and stuff that I found in my stash to embellish these with. I don't know what these stickers are, and I actually, well, there's putting the enamel dots away, I guess, or taking them back out for some reason. Oh, I need to put a center on that one flower. So these other stickers, I was saying, I don't These are some stickers I got with floral images that I thought would look cute on these. Some of these. So that's what I'm, or not floral images, but botanicals that I thought would look cute on some of these. So that's what I'm going through and deciding, which botanicals should I put on which stickers or which ephemera to complete those. And so basically that's what I did. And like I was trying to save the stickers or the gems up the top right with the hearts and stuff. I actually got those at a yard sale. I don't know where they came from. I don't know what they're supposed to be used for, but I use those um, for a couple of the paint swatches that I made when they turned out really cute. So that one, it's got some little heart gems. So I put those on the pink and purple, which I thought was cute. And then there's another one there that had like some flowers. It looked like flowers, so I put those on another one. Oh, they had butterflies, so I put the butterfly on the circle. And I'm just trying to figure out what goes best with what. And that's got some stars I thought were cute. No, didn't like that, apparently. I was going to put stars, but apparently didn't like that. I've got these other butterfly stickers that I thought were cute, so I put those on, use those. And I'm trying to decide what to do with the last, couple, what to, I want to put on them. So I put a butterfly on that one. So just trying to make sure that, every one of them that I have has an embellishment on them or is embellished in some way. And here's some other stickers that I had that's, I thought might look cute on these last two. But I don't think I used those either. I can't remember what I did on the last two. Nope, I went back to these. Must have found something in here that I thought looked better. Yep, cute. And then the red one, trying to figure out what looks good on that. And decided that I was going to put a couple of these gems, I guess flowers. I think they're little flowers that were on this particular pack of gems on this. Actually, they kind of look to me more like snowflakes, but I don't know. I guess they're flowers. Deciding if I want to put, anything else on this one, and I decided that the little butterfly in there was cute. So then after I got all of the ephemera that I wanted to put on these, I felt like that they need a little more, so I took out my white Posca pen and decided to go through and do just like simple little dots and doodles. I just felt like that they could use a little bit more embellishing, if you will. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just dotting and trying to embellish these a little bit more. So then I take out my dauber and I decide to go around the edges with some brown ink. I think it's walnut ink. And then I grab a black Posca pen and do some like little marks with the black Posca pen. And that's what I'm doing here. And I pull out a silver pen and decided to add a little bit of silver to this particular cluster here. So that's what I did, added some silver. And I just continued to go and add, different embellishments, to the different clusters. And here, like on the flowers, I did some white dots around the edges. and then did some other like marks with a black Posca pen, and just kind of tried to embellish, the clusters a little bit more until I was happy and satisfied with them. So that's pretty much, what I did. And like I said, these clusters, they can be used to just add to your journal pages as they are, add to, like envelopes or other types of ephemera that, you put in your junk journal, added to, paper clips to make some paper clip embellishments. The ones that I, made previously, I kind of used them up, and so I just felt like I needed to create some more. So that's all I've been doing. And I need to also make some more coffee dyed pages and some pages with different marks and things on it. So I'm going to be doing that as well coming up, because all of the different book pages and stuff, and music note pages and whatnot, I also used up, and I need to create more of those. So if you want to, come along with me and, you know, creating and filling up all of the ephemera that I need for junk journaling, you can like and subscribe to my channel to see more, and I really hope that you do, and I hope that you, liked, what you saw here, and that you try this for yourself, or, something similar. I mean, it was just, not really knowing what much to do, but figured, what, I need to create some ephemera, because I have ideas for future junk journals coming up, and I need ephemera. I know I'm going to need ephemera when I create them. One of the junk journals that I'm going to make is for Frida Kahlo, so I hope that you join me, and I thank you for watching. So I'm putting them all out here so that you can see them all. And thanks again. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.